admit some of those have better longevity.
Yeah.
You mentioned carb cycling.
Yeah, so carb cycling. I was introduced to carb cycling through I did karate when I was younger. Specific diets there is like whatever mom made, right? Growing up, getting into college, getting into martial arts, there's you meet all these different kinds of coaches, whatever sport you're playing or being involved in as you go. Like now we're working at the gym here. Right. You go to other gyms, you meet different kind of coaches. So whatever that coach is respectively into. But I had one coach doing MMA. And we did. It was boxing, judo, jujitsu, no-gi jujitsu, and some wrestling. It was all over the spectrum, so we all went in. There was different class times.
You did all that?
It was a really cool facility.
Are you going to write a book one day? Come on. I
don't like to read.
What? It's not the same thing.
But he was like, all right, if any of you want to get serious about this thing, we're going to have a seminar on Saturday. So I went in there. I didn't pay attention to anything about carb cycling. I can remember him telling, and I was looking for specifics. I was like, what do I do? Yeah. What are the rules? Wrote them down, back to my dorm, wrote those back down, and followed it.
So what is it? What is carb cycling?
And when I was doing it too, it was so cool because the idea behind stacking your carbs on high and low carb days and fluctuating your workouts to meet those specific long-term goals is really cool because it builds a routine for you. It may be out of the routine you're currently doing or what you like to do regularly, but that was the point back then. I was eating not really specific routinely. I had done macros, right, and I had kind of fallen off of it at that point. I was physically feeling okay about myself. Like I liked the way I looked, but I was trying to increase my performance because at that time I was like, I think I want to fight. I think I want to do this like for real. And all the guys that were fighting for real were doing his carb cycling plan, and they had high and low carb days. And I was like, I need to learn more. So then I just started following the rules and doing exactly what I was supposed to do as far as here's my power output on this day, here's my strength days, right? These different and there's different ways to do it, but I had this routine all of a sudden, and I followed it for a long time, for months. But I wasn't necessarily following I couldn't teach it to somebody else. Yeah, I was just like, I have rice on Tuesdays. I have rice on Tuesdays, and my protein shake has Gatorade in it.
Yeah, and so that's what carb cycling is you pick these days strategically throughout your week where you're going to require more energy, more glycogen around the muscles if you want to get technical, but you need more oomph in the gym. Yeah. And so you stack your carbs on that specific day. And the other days you eat very low. You eat very, very little carbs. And what that does is it triggers that ketogenic effect. It triggers that fat burning mode while still giving you a lot of oomph in the gym.
I don't think at any specific low day back then either was I like, oh, it's a low carb day. Yeah. Like that was just part of the routine. So I think that plays a big role in it too, like whether we're talking about macros, keto, carb cycling, any of the other diets that people are involved. I've done a lot of fad diets too.
Oh, really? Oh my God, we gotta talk about those.
My mom was big on fad diets.
Oh my God, we gotta talk about those. But those are some of my favorite ones. Are you talking about like the cayenne pepper diet and stuff like that?
So like the maple syrup, cayenne pepper diet, cabbage diet.
We'll go to that one later. Oh, we'll save that. We'll save those for last. We'll save those for dessert.
For real, yeah. None of those. Anyways, but like so doing the carb cycling built a routine. Yeah. And I was like following it very specifically.
Did you get results?
I got great results. My performance increased. And I already had injuries from like previous sports. Uh-huh. And they were always aggravated in martial arts, but I was pretending like me training was going to get, but I wasn't doing any rehab on my shoulders. I wasn't stretching as much, but I was like, fix it. But I'm eating so good. My abs are here for the world to see.
Awesome.
Anyways, I retired early.
Yeah.
I did. Back then too, they were really big on fasting.
Oh yeah,
working out fasted actually was what it was. It wasn't really like the same as like intermittent
doing
fasting.
Like fasted cardio.
Yeah, it was just wake up, do your road work, do your Rocky Balboa run, but you don't need anything in your body, just go.